Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here, and welcome you guys to week 1 of PTL Season 6, Division 3. I am your coach of Portsmeowth, and we are here for, like I said, week 1. We are facing Hacker Killer and his St. Louis Chatots. Week 1, and I'm not going to lie, week 1 we have a terrible matchup, and we're playing someone who I got told was the best battler in Div 3 for this season. So, expectations are high for week 1. Let me quickly run through his team. Of course, on the screen right now, the team that I bring, I'm going to go through them, do a quick team builder, and then we'll go on to the battle itself. What's above me right now is actually the team he did bring. I'm going to talk through most of them and what I was expecting and blah 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 in the prep bit. But his entire team was Megalatios, Tapu Koko, I can't talk, Ferrothorn, Jellicent, Donphan, Salazzle, Yanmega, Pangoro, Cryogonal, Barbaracle, and Quilladin. So pretty scary team, very well rounded. The nice Steel Dragon Fairy core of Megalati, Tapu Koko, and Pharaoh. Just your pretty standard horrible stuff. Your defensive cores of Jellicent, Donphan can do really good. Cryogonal is surprisingly specially defensive. Of course, Pharaoh as well could be a really pain in the ass to deal with. And the reason it's such a bad matchup for me is because of Pharaoh and Jelly. So Pharaoh, as we know, is 4 times weak to fire. I don't have a fire type because I have a rain team. And Jellicent, now I look back at the battle, Jellicent wasn't such a problem as I realised. Because Jellicent can't touch Heliolisk. But I just saw Water Absorb and just immediately was like, oh shit, I can't deal with this thing. And I used Jellicent in SCS last season and it got MVP for the entire season with most kills. I just ruined people with it, so I know how much of a pain it can be. It literally just walls Melmetal. In terms of the 6 he brought, Megalati was a given, which is why you don't see Kingdra on your screen right now, because I couldn't 1v1 it with Kingdra whatsoever. Koko was obvious. He had to be like an offensive Koko. He couldn't bring like a defensive roost Koko, in my opinion. He needed things like Grass Knot, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt. He could be like a sub Carbmind if he wanted to be, because Thunderbolt does just kind of hit, like he could be Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, sub Carbmind, and does just kind of win. Lickitung can kind of just like Toxic it, but that's about it. Donphan, no chance in hell many ground types are going to be coming against me this season. Same with fire types, as Salazzle wasn't a bring. Yanmega he did bring, and I feel like he brought this for the Roserade. I just didn't think Roserade had a good enough matchup this week. It just gets walled by Pharaoh, and Latias just gets a free Carbmind on it every goddamn time. Pangoro I did see coming because again I'm very weak to fighting, so any fighting types on the matchup in the week, they're definitely coming. Cryogonal was what I thought his 6th mon would be. Other than Melmetal, I feel like it had a decent matchup. It could just click Freeze Dry on most things that it wanted to. That's even if it gets it. If it doesn't get it, then my mistake. And Barbaracle I didn't see. If Barbaracle got Swift Swim, then he probably would have brought it. And then Quilladin, I just, no. Even though it's a grass type, Pharaoh was literally all he needed for a grass type. So I predicted 5 of the 6. I didn't predict the Yanmega. I thought the Cryogonal. So going into this, again, my confidence wasn't massively high. I will state, and this isn't an excuse, I'm not spoiling anything, I was watching the pre-show of WWE Payback the exact same time while doing the battle, so I was a bit preoccupied. Doesn't matter. I will explain that. So let's just get into the team. So first on the team sheet was Melmetal. I don't bring it week 2, surprisingly. As much as a big, bulky bastard that this guy is, it didn't have a terrible matchup other than the fact it was completely walled by, like I said, Jellicent and Pharaoh. Because everything else just sort of dies. If Jellicent and Pharaoh are gone, Double Iron Bash sort of just goes in on his team. And I'm Protective Pads as well, because 100% he was bringing physically defensive Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, Pharaoh. That was a given. So Protective Pads meant I could Double Iron Bash and not do anything. With Double Iron Bash, Iron Defense, Body Press, Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch to hit Jelly if we just need to just kill it. And it comes in unpredicted in case he's Rocky Helmet, Jellicent as well. Iron Defense, Body Press means I can 1v1 the Pharaoh, even if it's Leech Seed. And Double Iron Bash just because Double Iron Bash does the rest. I'm max Fizz Def because of Body Press does more depending on your defense stat instead of your physical stat, and I felt like that this thing was literally there to just like be able to 1v1 Pharaoh, and it would have done, and you'll see what I mean by that. I shouldn't say anything, I'm spoiling the battle. So yeah, that is our Male Metal set this week. Next up, we have Life Orb Helios. This thing is just going to be a staple for the team. I probably should put like Pelipper first because we're bringing rain. But Life Orb just sort of goes in against his team. Other than the things that outspeed me, the only things that outspeed me are Salazzle, Coco, and Latias. But the thing is that his speed tiers, the way it works is that his Yanmega's 95 and then his next big one is 110. So I actually had a really nice gap. I can't outspeed that Mega Lati no matter what, so there's no reason for me to be max speed. So I just outsped Yanmega. I know it gets speed boost, which is probably really goddamn stupid. I probably generally should have just been modest and probably could have done more damage. But Thunder in the rain just hits everything because he's not bringing Donphan. Volt Switch for initiative, Focus Blast to hit the Pharaoh, and Hyper Voice as well. So yeah, just your pretty standard Helios set this week. The sets aren't final. Basically, I like you guys. If you guys didn't watch draft analysis, go back and watch draft analysis. I'll talk a bit more on this. I didn't expect to actually record this season, so week 1 and week 2, I actually deleted both the teams off my showdown. So I tried to recreate them the best I could. I think the only one that's incorrect is Scrafty or Swampert. The rest are correct. This is correct, what I did here. I remember this is correct. So yeah, Helios. Next up we have Damprock Pelipper. Obviously I want the rain to be up for Mega Swampert to sort of just do things. Helios to hit Thunders, blah blah blah. Considering I've only got 2 mons that benefit from the rain this week, Pelipper's still quite important. Max Fizz Def, because I'm not staying in against things like Coco, but it means I can take a hit from Pangoro. If his Pharaoh wants to click Gyro, it's doing literally nothing. But yeah, Hurricane Scold, U-Turn Roost, your pretty standard stuff. He's not doing any damage, let's be honest. He's literally just taking hits, getting the rain back up and doing what he needs to do like a good toilet bird he is. Next up we've got Scrafty, Roselli Berry, which is the Fairy Resist Berry. This thing is legit to just bait in Coco and kill it. Because what I do is, if I get this thing in on Mega Lati, on a possible Psychic, I get free crunch. I'm not knockoff because his Latios obviously is Mega, so it's doing jack shit. So crunch just seemed more viable. I was leftovers originally, but I thought Drain Punch is going to be good recovery. If I be the Berry, I live a Dazzling Gleam from Tapu Koko, and then depending on his HP, I think it was a roll, I can kill with a Poison Jab. Rest is now, looking back, a really stupid idea. I was Rest Shedskin just in case I needed that big recovery. He has Electric Terrain, which means I can't sleep, so Rest was a really stupid idea. Yeah, but I don't think I was max Bidef. I remember having some attack investment because I remember needing attack investment to be able to kill with a Poison Jab. Tapu Koko. But yeah, this is literally just a bait in Tapu Koko. Him to click Dazzling Gleam, me to live, and to kill it with a Poison Jab, and then suddenly his big attacking scary electric type is gone against my rain team. So that's nice. Next up we have Specially Defensive Lickitung. This thing is to stop things like, if he wants to bring Salazzle, it stops it. Krogonal walls it completely. Tapu Koko, if Tapu Koko's special doesn't... Koko can't touch this thing. It can kind of wall Mega Lati. If it's Calm Mind, I just need to Toxic it and sort of like just stall it the best I can. I don't know why I brought it this week, I'm not going to lie. I looked at the match and was like, I need a special defensive wall this week because he has Koko and Mega Lati, and my Steph wall for that is Lickitung. And straight away my budget of 1 tier mon, my normally meme pick is your pick, is brought week 1. But yeah, Special Defensive Lickitung with the Eevee of course, Wish, Toxic, Protect, Seismic Tox, your pretty standard stuff. Just in case you wanted to run sub on anything, Seismic Tox gets rid of it. Toxic, Wish, Protect, because I can be an asshole with it. And it means that I can, if he gets rocks up, because I'm not heavy duty boots on Pelipper, I can Wish back into Pelipper. He takes rocks, gets back to full, get the rain up, get the fuck out again. Rinse and repeat so I can keep getting rain up without him slowly dying to rocks. And then finally is our big bad attacker of the week. Probably a big bad attacker of most weeks, to be honest, which is our Mega Swampert. I can't remember if this is set. That speed is to outspeed max speed Koko in the rain. which means I don't outspeed his Scarfers and I don't outspeed Mega at +1. I can't remember if that's the exact same set I did. Waterfall, Earthquake, Power Up Punch, and Toxic. The Toxic was for a Jellicent switch in. If he wants to switch in on a Waterfall, I predict that and click Toxic, and suddenly his Jellicent's Toxic. Power Up Punch was nice because if I get the Pangoro weak, I can bring this thing in on Pangoro, kill it with a Power Up Punch, get to +1, and then Jellicent doesn't take an Earthquake at +1. Coco just dies. Latty takes a good amount of damage from a +1 Adamant Mega Swampert from a Waterfall, even though it's resisted. So yeah, at +1 this thing can just do work in the rain. It's just getting it into the right situation and making the right reads. But that is the team, you guys. Let's get on with the battle. Alright then, you guys, so here is the battle. Of course, it's post-com. We've already played. Like I said, I'm 2 weeks late. We've already done week 2 as well. So we played Hacker, like I said. His team was Pharaoh, Latty, Jellicent, Coco, Mega Pangoro. They're above me. And obviously we had Pelipper, Melmetal, Scrafty, Mega Swamp, Helioesque, and Lickitung. Obviously, I think my first person on the team sheet was, of course, Pelipper. It probably will be most week. I'm going to put it on slow, turn the music off, although my desktop is muted on OBS at the moment, so it wouldn't matter anyway. And just talk through each turn as it sort of happened and what was going through my head, if I can remember, of course. So I decided to lead Helio. Once I saw that he didn't bring a ground type, I was like, I just get free Volt Switch on anything. Even if he wants to lead Coco, like, Pharaoh's a fine lead here if he wants to set up rocks. But once again, I do have the Focus Blast, and chipping Pharaoh down makes late game very easier. So he does actually lead Pharaoh. He switches straight into Latty. I think I go straight for a Focus Blast. I was like, he's setting up rocks. Like, he does not care that I could possibly have Focus Blast. My play there was probably to Volt Switch. Just for the initiative, because now I'm in against this Latty and I need to something to come in and try and take a hit. He gets a free Dragon Pulse. I just wanted to, I think here I go Lickitung just to see how much I take from like a stab, like Psychic or something like that. He does just click the Psychic and I only take 24, which is really nice because it means that I do quite a bit of damage to this. I chuck off a Toxic. I didn't expect him to go back to Pharaoh. Although now I look back at it, it was quite an obvious play. I thought he would go something like Jellicent because of normal typing and thought maybe I'd go for like a Body Slam to get a power on this thing or something. But then Pharaoh's also a really nice play because he is Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs. So that's, again, good play on his part, and I'm sort of reeling at this point, but not really showing. I can't say it. So I go for a Wish. As he actually kicks Knockoff, that's really annoying because now I'm a shit Lickitung that can't take any type of attack. I predict on his Stealth Rocks, I'm having an absolute mare right now. We are 5 turns in, and he's got Rocks up. I've lost my Eviolite on my Lickitung. I'm having an absolute goddamn mare of a battle right now against what could possibly be the best guy in the league. I do the Seismic Talk 2 for that reason, was to see if he was indeed Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet, which then it reveals it to me, which is nice. He goes for the Leech Seed, which is fine. I'm obviously going to switch here because of everything going on. I go into Pelipper. I was like, fuck it, let's just get Rain up and see what I can fucking do. And see what he wants to do. He switches into Pangoro. And he actually doubles into Latty here on my Hurricane. Which does a decent amount of damage. Did actually 45%. I was like, he's going to have Thunderbolt on this thing. There is no way he doesn't have Thunderbolt on this thing. But he actually clicks Recover, so I probably could have just U-turned there. I go into Scrafty. I click Crunch because it's my safest play. I could predict the Coco and go Poison Jab, but I click Crunch. 22% resisted. He's not bulky. He's not physically bulky. I'm going to stay in, and I'm at 95 because of the rocks. I'm not Sash or anything. I'm just going to click Poison Jab here because I live the Dazzling Gleam. And unless he's the Berry at 78, I think it was a roll at 78 or 84 because he's actually revealed to be leftovers, so he's not offensive, he's actually sub. So obviously I Poison Jab, get rid of the sub. So now he's at 65, so I now guarantee kill with a Poison Jab. He Dazzling Gleams, I eat it up because of the berry, and boom, his Tapu Koko goes down. And that was massive because his Coco's gone against my rain team. So a massive threat out the way, turn 12. Really big prep, thanks to Gray for recommending the berry on Scrafty to bait in the Coco. He goes into Latty because at this point a Dragon Pulse does just finish me off. So he does click the Dragon Pulse, of course. Lickitung, without his Eviolite. With his Eviolite, he would have swallowed that nicely. So we're just going to sack off Lickitung here because there's not really much I can do. It's fine. I can... Now that the terrain stopped as well, I'm going to go back into Pelipper and get my rain back up. He actually goes for the Thunderbolt and crits me. Didn't matter at all in the slightest. I should have just hard Swampert there, to be honest, predicting that. So I go Melmetal here. And this is where I'm just sort of like, I need to apply that offensive pressure. I know he's still got Pharaoh and Jellicent, but I just need to do it. Hiniko's Jelly straight away on the Iron Defense. Why I clicked Iron Defense there, I don't know. I thought he was going into Pharaoh. Like, I 100% was like, he's going Pharaoh. I'm clicking Iron Defense. I really should just either click double Iron Bash or Thunder Punch. And then this is what cost me the game. This turn right here is what cost me the game. I stayed in and he connects Will-O-Wisp and burns me. I literally have a Heliolisk that he can't touch with Jellicent. And I just lose my win con by letting him burn me. I was watching the pay-per-view at the same time and I'm looking at the battle and I'm going, he's gonna miss. It's 55 accurate move, he's gonna miss. I think it's like 65 or 75 now. He's gonna miss. It's like, I'm in rain as well, so it's not gonna work. I don't know what was going through my head. So yeah, he burns my Melmetal and I'm just sort of just like, what the fuck? I stayed in and clicked Thunder Punch for some fucking reason. I don't even know. I think he's specially defensive based on that damage. I think he's specially defensive Jellicent literally for this Heliolisk. He clicks Scald, Dry Skin. We get back to full with Heliolisk, which is really nice. He goes into Yam Mega for some reason. I'm guessing he just sacked it. Like, boom, gone. Like, there's no Yam Mega in the world that's living that Thunder. Not in the slightest. Dry Skin gets us back to full because of the rain. He goes Pangoro. It's obvious. I'm actually going to Volt Switch. I outspeed. I do a shitload of damage. And go into Scrafty just to sack it, really. He reveals to be close combat and not Drain Punch, which made me really happy. Crit mattered, totally. So now he's minus defense. So I can go into Swampert and reveal Power Up Punch to get me to +1, which is really nice. I just need to do whatever damage I can in these last like 2 turns. I don't outspeed Latty. Obviously, I outspeed Latty in the rain, but he obviously just sacks Jelly to get rid of it. And now we're sort of just playing around Latty and Jelly, Latty and Pharaoh, and I just don't manage to do it. He actually plays this really well. Toxic was fine. I Power Up Punch again to get to +2. He is obviously Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs, so he's just whittling down my Swampert. He misses the Power Whip. That's huge. I thought to myself, when he missed that, I'd won the game. I thought, I've just won because he's just missed Power Whip. Because, of course, that Power Whip absolutely obliterates me and I die. So I was like, oh shit, he's just missed that. Then he goes back into Latty. I was like, Earthquake for some reason. Why didn't Waterfall or just Power Up Punch again is beyond me. Like, if I Power Up Punch again, it's over. Like, just over. Because then I just click Waterfall and all gone. So I'm playing this so poorly. He goes back into Pharaoh on the Waterfall. He actually lives. If I click anything else, like Power Up Punch or Earthquake, this Pharaoh dies. And I go into Heliolisk. I don't know why. I should have literally just stayed in. He clicked Leech Seed. I outspeed. He clicks Leech Seed. I outspeed. I just kill this thing and win. Hyper Voice. A crit might have mattered, to be fair. I'm not sure. I don't think it did. But now I'm Leech Seeded. With it +2, Swampert beats this Latty. I choked this game. Just to let you guys know, I choked this game. I lose from here, by the way. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. These last turns, he just played me like an absolute fiddle. Swampert goes down. Melmetal's burnt. This is where, like, I just bring this thing in at 82% at this point. If I'm not burnt right here, he does 38. Double Iron Bash, this does double. 23, 21. That does 80% if I'm not burnt. I just win with double Iron Bash. That's and then he just recover stalls me. Like, I just win. All I needed was a crit as well, which is really annoying. Like, all I needed was a crit. But that's what I mean by late game, the burn just... If I switched into Heliolisk, I just won. But instead, I... Yeah, and then he just wins for Mega Lati. It's really frustrating to watch these back. But, GG's to my boy Hacker. He played that late game really well. If I swapped out into Heliolisk, I won that 100% because late game Melmetal just won because he lost Jellicent to Mega Swamp. I was protective pads so I could 1v1 the Pharaoh, and double Iron Bash just beat the Lati. So that's really a downside on my part. But in my defense, I got told that this guy was the best battler in Div 3, and it was my worst matchup for the season, I think. Maybe there's another one that's bad as well. But I'll take a 1-0 loss week 1 against a better battler and a bad matchup. But that's going to be it for week 1 of PTL. We are unfortunately 0-1 after 1 week. Only -1 though, so it's not the end of the world. If I get a good result next week where we face Max and his Delhi Dragonites in week 2, if we get a good result against Max, that puts us back sort of mid-table-ish, obviously 1-1. Moving on to week 3 to where we can try and pick up some momentum. Of course, if we get the win next week. If you have enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button down below for us. Show support towards the channel and this series. Check out PTL. I think I don't know if I can link the Discord server that you guys can come and like watch and see the battles of all the other stuff going on. There's loads of different divisions. What I'll do is I'll link Gray in the description because it's his league and he deserves all the love in the world. But that being said, you guys, I'm going to get out of here and I will see you guys next week. Peace!